guys, welcome to another video. If you are new here, my name is Carly. I am a labor and postpartum doula, and I create content here on my channel all about pregnancy and labor and motherhood and pretty much everything that falls in between. And it is my passion to support, empower, and educate pregnant people so that they can have the birthing experience that they deserve. And in today's video, we are gonna go over some of the biggest mistakes people make whenever they are trying to do the mile circuit. I posted a video a few weeks ago about the mile circuit and what it is and how to do it. And if you haven't seen that yet, I will link it here. These little tweaks can just ensure that when you are spending your time doing this for 90 minutes, that you're getting like the biggest bang for your buck and you're hopefully helping your baby get into the most optimal position that they can be. If you are new to my channel, definitely consider subscribing. I would love to have you as a part of this empowering community. I post videos every single week and I'm so close to hitting my goal of 1,000 subscribers so that I can continue creating content for you guys. And definitely give this video a big thumbs up if you are enjoying it so far. And let's go ahead and jump into the tips. The first mistake that people make whenever they are doing the open knee chest position, this is the first position in the circuit. The biggest mistake I see is kind of the angle of your torso to your thighs. We really want to make sure that whenever we're getting into this position that we're keeping the angle wider than 90 degrees. Most of the time, I think the issue that I see is that the angle is actually less than 90 degrees, but you want to make sure that you're opening up your torso as much as possible. I am demonstrating here what the less than 90 degree angle kind of looks like, what a 90 degree angle kind of looks like, and what the greater than 90 degree angle looks like. And this is the one that we want to make sure we're doing. The second mistake that I see people make is arching their back a little bit too much. Whenever we sink into this open knee chest position, it can feel really good to arch our back or to hunch our back or to do kind of these positions that make it a little bit easier to manage. We wanna make sure that we're keeping our body as aligned as possible. That's gonna give us the best chance of getting baby in an optimal position. You know, it's a hard position to hold for 30 minutes. So you kind of slouch in certain areas, and it's okay to kind of take a time to rest and slouch, but you don't wanna stay in those positions. So bring awareness back into your body whenever you're staying in these positions. Check in with your body every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and make sure that whenever you're holding these positions that you're doing it with intention and not just kind of like slouching into it. The third mistake that I see people doing is whenever they get into the side lying position with your leg up, people tend to bend their bottom leg that's supposed to be straight. So not the leg that's coming up, the leg that is straight. And we definitely want to keep that leg straight and long because it's going to help open up the pelvis more. If you bend that knee and you're also bending the leg that you're pulling up, that's going to close off your pelvis, and we want to make sure we're opening it up to give baby as much space as possible to kind of reposition. So again, keeping that awareness within our bodies whenever we're doing these positions, we want to make sure that our bottom leg is straight. The fourth mistake that I see people doing, and I totally understand this one, whenever I was in labor myself, I also did this, but people will skip the third circuit entirely, like altogether, because it involves a lot of work. They're lunges. So I tend to see people do the first position, the second position, and then after that, they're not really interested in doing the third. And I totally get it, but I wanna explain why the third position is so important. In the first position, what we're doing is getting baby's head up and out of the pelvis. When baby's head gets kind of engaged in the pelvis, it can be really difficult to turn the head side to side or turn the chin, like move the chin up and down. So the first position is to get baby's head lifted a little bit so that they can move. The second position is to help them get aligned properly so that their head is in the right space. We're opening our pelvis up but laying flat so that the head can get aligned, right? And then the third position, we're doing the same thing. We're keeping our pelvis up, open, and engaged, but we're using gravity to push baby back down into the pelvis. So not only do we want baby to be aligned in the pelvis, we want baby's head to be engaged in the pelvis. One way to do that is by using gravity. So this step is really important, and I totally understand wanting to rest longer, but if you find that you are too tired to keep doing the lunges, I totally understand. Grab your birth ball, have a seat in it, and do kind of like hula movements, making sure that you're keeping that same kind of shape, but not necessarily doing lunges for the entire 30 minutes. So maybe start off doing the lunges standing up, and then for the second half, do hula movements on a yoga ball for the last 15 minutes. The fifth mistake that I see people making is not creating that right angle with the lunge. A lot of times you can lean into it a little bit too far, and then your knee is going over your toes, and that's actually closing off your pelvis. Vice vice versa, if you don't have your knee up high enough and it's like a 45-degree angle, it's not really opening your pelvis enough. So what we want to ensure is that when we put our leg up onto our stool or our stair or our curb, whatever it looks like, we want to make sure that we're creating that really yummy right angle. When you're thinking about it, just imagine that there is a right angle from your belly button all the way down to your toes. Then I have one bonus mistake that I see people making all the time, and that is to just do the circuit once and then to not do it anymore. This is something that isn't necessarily bad in and of itself, because you could do it once and then it could kind of have the effect that we're wanting to, and you could go into labor. But if you do it once and you find that it didn't really do anything, or it didn't nudge baby into labor, by doing the circuit again and switching sides and doing the positions kind of opposite of what you did the first time around, we might be able to catch baby in the right position the next go around. Baby is always on the move inside of you at this point, so whenever we're doing the circuit more, we're creating more chances for baby to turn their head and get their head engaged in that optimal position and kind of nudging them into labor. So that is one of my bonus tips. If you do the circuit once and it doesn't seem to do it quite right for you, do it again and see if it doesn't work the second time or the third time around. But that does it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for coming and watching. If you are coming up on the end of your pregnancy, I am sending you all the good energy and all the good vibes your way, and I hope that this video was helpful for you. Leave me a comment down below and let me know how far along you are. And if you aren't already, definitely consider subscribing to this channel. I would love to have you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.